Yo, shalom, shalom. We're gonna give all glory and praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Hey, we want to thank y'all for joining us. So y'all see the title of the class. We're getting straight off into it. Y'all see the title of the class. Why would you curse God when this is the path you chose? Also going into the serpent's plague is still active. All right. So we're gonna get straight off into it. What does it mean? Why would you curse God when this is the path you chose? This walking in this truth is the path that we chose. Although the Most High chose us first. He chose us first. But we decided to listen to the teachings. We decided to start keeping the commandments. We decided to do all this. Even though the Most High put the spirit on you to do so. Right? At the end of the day, you decide to do it. But it says, why would you curse God? Right? Because it's the thing, right? A lot of people come into the truth when times get hard, times get rough. People start turning their back on them. Here they go, they want to leave the truth. Or people say, why? They start questioning the Most High. Why? Why this? Why that? Right? Let's, matter of fact, hold what you got, King. Let's get Matthew 24 and 13. Matthew 24. They say, why? Why, God? Why did you let this happen? Why did you let my loved one die? Why did you take this from me? Why did you take that from me? You see what I'm saying? And this is, we see this over and over with people that are in the truth, people that are in the understanding. But bring out what you got, King.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So it uses the word endure because in Shalom, people, Shalom family, it uses the word endure because it's never been promised to us that this walk will be easy, right? Let's get Luke 14, King.
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 27. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Shalaki.
Whoso do not bear the cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Keep going.
For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?
It says, for which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. Meaning, this tower is the kingdom of heaven, or this walk, right? It says, when you get ready to build a tower, who don't sit down and count the cost to make sure that you got enough to finish the tower? Meaning, when you attempt this walk, when you enter this walk of righteousness, who in their right mind ain't getting their thoughts and mind together and understanding what you are up against before you even up against it. It says you got to prepare yourself for this. You got to make sure that you have spiritually enough money to make this tower happen, right? To make this walk happen, to endure unto the end. You got to make sure your spirit's right? Keep reading, King.
Lest haply, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, and all that behold it begin to mock him.
So notice that it says, lest haply after he had laid the foundation, so you begin and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. So with that being said, everybody that you told your family that this is the truth, you an Israelite and everything else, when they see you turn back and go backwards, they're gonna mock you and tell you, I told you so. You didn't know what you was talking about. You should have listened to me. You was younger than me. You my child. You know what I'm saying? You my nephew. I could have told you that was a scam. Everybody's gonna mock you because you was running your mouth telling them that this is the truth. And this is what the Bible say. And then they're gonna turn around and say, I told you John 3:16 meant what it said. I told you those scriptures that you brought to me meant what they meant. Right? You're gonna be mocked. Keep reading.
Saying this man began to build and was not able to finish.
This man called himself a Hebrew Israelite, joined that cult, did this and did that, and wasn't and didn't know what he was talking about. He had to learn a lesson like all of us. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000.
Meet him, the king. It says, or what king going to make war against another king sit not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh with 20,000. You already fighting an uphill battle. That king, if he has 10,000, he's fighting another king that has 20,000. He already fighting an uphill battle. And this is a metaphor to let you know you fighting an uphill battle, at least temporarily, when you enter into this truth, when you start serving the Most High God. It's not temptation if you in wickedness. If you in wickedness and you and you around all the wickedness and you partaking, you're not tempted because you're doing it anyway. Right? It's temptation when you're trying to live right. When you're trying to live right, that's when the devil's coming after you. So this is about endurance, okay? But it's about preparing yourself. You have to prepare yourself first before attempting to walk, right? And most people that's watching this or will watch this have already entered the walk, and it's all about keeping yourself in the walk, enduring, right? You got something before I continue, Brother Mathany?
Yeah,
I got a few precepts. I just didn't want to, you know.
Okay. Real quick, I'll grab. Let me get Matthew 7. Matthew 7 and 13. Because really what it is, to land me back off what I the one was saying, man. A lot of people come in this thing with the wrong spirit, man. They come in this thing looking for the next trend. It looked cool for fashion. You know what I'm saying? Something like this ain't a fashion statement, man. Sure, I had to tell people at my at my place that I of employment, like, they think that this is a fashion statement, man. But that's not what this is. I kind of just thank you and keep it moving. I like your shirt, thank you, keep it moving, because I'm at work. I ain't got time to be, discussing, faith and truth. We behind enemy lines here, man. But give me Matthew 7 and 13 real quick.
The book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
Right, man. So, the scriptures say, enter ye in at the straight gate. So a lot of people attempt to enter in at the straight gate. It even reads better in 2 Ezra chapter 7, because it talks about, the fire being on the left-hand side and the water being on the right-hand side. And only one can go through at once, man. Mm-hmm. And it's given a metaphor to show you how chaotic it's going to be to get to the kingdom of heaven. You're going to have to endure, as the other one was bringing out in the text. This is not something that's easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, man. But everybody ain't built for the trials and tribulations and the things that come with this truth, man. Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't built for that. Read on, King.
Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be at find it.
See that? It's only gonna be a few people that's gonna be able to endure for the kingdom's sake, man. Everybody say they want the kingdom, but who's willing to go through what it takes to get the kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
The kingdom ain't gonna be handed to you, man.
Right.
You gotta go build the kingdom up, man. And that comes from studying, praying, fasting, separation. You know what I'm saying? Studying diligently, right? Giving your all to the Most High, man. Leaving people behind. A lot of people got to get left for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, the Most High has put in this life for you to leave, man, because they a hindrance for the growth that He wants to have for you, man.
That's right.
I'm talking about family. I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about loved ones. Some of the people you love the most, they don't want nothing to do with the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get that in our head, man. They don't want nothing to do with the Most High, man. Right? Let's get that scripture Brother Makazawa had brought out, if you don't mind, brother. Matthew 16 and 25.
Matthew 16:25.
Come.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
And that's one of my favorite scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it just showed me, bro, like you gotta leave this thing behind. I'm coming in clear, good
Yes,
brothers.
Gone,
Okay,
Gone.
I see my signal a little low. But yeah, man, that's real. We gotta leave this stuff behind, man. Right? But you can go ahead, Adam. I got another one here shortly, man. But I'm gonna let you get in there. Good,
You want that second Ezra's?
What y'all think? Y'all want to bring out that second Ezra?
Yeah, we passed it.
You talking about 7?
Yeah, I
seven.
think we made the point. I think we made the point.
We gonna go off into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gonna go off into it. Because this lesson is about endurance. This is about staying in the walk. Now, what the brother just said, the walk ain't easy, right? The walk ain't easy, but keeping God's commandments is.
That's right.
Right? What makes the walk hard? The temptations, right? The temptations. But actually keeping his commandments is not hard at all. Right? He said the love of God. Go to 1 John 5, and I think it's 3.
Mm-hmm.
The love of God are his commandments. 1 John 5. Keeping his commandments are not hard at all. It takes effort to get up and go eat a pork chop. To go buy it, cook it, and eat it. That takes effort. You gotta go out your way to do that. You gotta go out your way to get up and go smoke some, you know what I'm saying, some green. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go out your way. You actually gotta prepare to be fornicating and committing adultery. You gotta prepare for that. You gotta put yourself in a situation to do that. You know, it doesn't happen if you don't put yourself in that situation. How can you commit adultery or fornicate, lay with somebody ultimately, unlawfully, if you don't put yourself in that situation? If you're never alone with somebody, how can you know what I'm saying, sleep with them?
Right. Say it ain't gonna fall in your lap,
it sure ain't. You know what I'm saying? And if it fall in your lap, it's because you put yourself in a situation where it could fall in your lap.
Right.
So actually keeping these commandments are read what you got, King. Read what you got.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are not grievous. They're not hard to do. Right? It's the temptation. Your temptation. Go to James 1, I think it's 14.
Mm-hmm.
Your own personal temptations is what makes it hard. Your own personal temptations. The love of God are his commandments, and they're not grievous. They're not hard to do at all. So the brother was right when he said this walk is not easy, right? And even Yahweh Shah basically in so many words said it's not easy to do this walk.
Start at 13, Abadat.
Fine. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh.
Salakia might need to start at 12.
Go ahead,
God. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Shalakia. Let no man say, when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
Every man is tempted when he's drawn away of his own lust and enticed of his own lust. Your own desire is what makes this walk hard. You want to get back out there in the streets and run with them same heifers, them same Negroes that wasn't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Want to hit the club and shake your behind with these same folks that wasn't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Want to hit the streets, sell dope with these same Negroes that wasn't talking about nothing. Everybody look like they having fun, and you want to get back out there with them, get high and blazed, right? Your own lust is what make this hard.
That's right.
And then you try to find excuses on why the truth ain't the truth, just to justify your wickedness. You are your own problem, not the devil.
That's right.
Not the devil. You are your own problem. You see what I'm saying? All right, with that being said, I mentioned Yahweh Shah. Let's go to Matthew chapter 20 and verse 20. Matthew 20 and 20.
The book of Matthew chapter 20, verse 20. Then came to him another of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on the right hand, and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Yahushua answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask.
He said, You don't know. You don't know what you're asking for. She said, Can you please let my sons sit on your left and right side in the kingdom? And he said, You don't know what you're asking for, right? Keep reading.
Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? And to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?
And so many words he said, Are you able? In so many words, he said, Are you able to go through what I'm about to go through? Are you able to go through what I'm going through? That's what he's saying. You don't know what you're asking for. Will you be able to deal with the stuff that I'm gonna deal with? That's what he said. That's what he's saying. And he wouldn't have to say that if this was a walk in the park. If this was a piece of cake, right? Keep reading.
And he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup.
Finish that last verse.
Baptized. They said unto him, We are able.
So they said we able. They said we able. Now a lot of people come into the truth and say, "Oh, we the Israelites. Okay, I got to keep God's commandments. Okay, I can do it. Yeah. And tell them I'm an Israelite." So you verbally, you know what I'm saying, confirm that you're able to make this walk verbally, right? Without taking in consideration what's to come. That's why he's like, look.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. Be careful what you asking for. He said, you don't know what you asking for. So he said, you know not what you ask. So when you start claiming you're an Israelite, understand what you're saying, right? They said we're able. Okay, keep reading.
And he said unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with.
He said, you gonna drink indeed of my cup. You gonna drink indeed of my cup, meaning you definitely gonna go through what I'm going through, right? And you're gonna be baptized with baptism that I'm baptized with, which he ain't talking about getting in the water. He's talking about dealing with the stuff that he gonna deal with. Right? Keep reading.
But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. Shalakia. That's another Trinity thought.
Right. The point was that he said, you don't know what you're asking for. You don't know what you're asking for. You got to be able to deal with the stuff I'm going to deal with. And if you claim to be Christ-like, Christian, follower of Christ, and everything else, you got to be willing to deal with the stuff coming to you. I don't mean to make it sound bad and make it sound sad and all that. I'm giving you the real. This is to build you up. This is for you to start working on your mind right now. You see what I'm saying? Because even though the best is yet to come, trials and tribulations is still coming as well. Right? Right now, it's time for you to prepare your mind for, okay, if this occurs, how am I going to deal with that? If that occurs, how am I going to deal with that? If hardship comes into my life, will I be able to endure? You have to prepare your mind for that. Because if you're a servant of the Most High God, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, it's going to happen. We got to go through things. You have to be, you have to earn your spot in the kingdom. Christians would tell you it's not by works. Christians will feed to you that it's not by works. You don't have to earn anything. Just say it with your mouth and believe in your heart, and then that's it. Romans 10:9, you to death. Right? And that's it. No, you got to earn your spot. Matthew 24:13, we just read it. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay. All right. Now let's go to because we can't talk about this without talking about our brother Job, right? So let's go to Job chapter 1 and verse 14, verse 13.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 13.
You want to start at
the book
at 12?
Yeah, you start at 12.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 12. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he have is in thy power, only upon himself. Put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
God.
And there was a day.
So, just to give some context here, the Most High allowed Satan to tempt Job. Right. So that's the preface of what the outer one is about to go into. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, good brother. I'm sorry.
How about me?
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sapiens fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of Yahweh is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
So he losing
Then
servants.
Job arose and rent his mantle.
The brother losing servants. He losing his he done lost his children. I mean, the children alone would have been enough for a lot of our people to say forget the truth and start questioning God and all this and that. The children alone would have been enough for you. But we got people that leave the truth because they can't go out no more. We got people that leave the truth and leave the walk because they can't be whorish or be sodomites or be what you call that can't run up behind women and, you know what I'm saying, chase women all day long. You see what I'm saying? People leave the truth for those reasons.
Okay, so
what you about to say,
or simply because they're unhappy.
Yeah. Just because you're unhappy. You got everything in your life. What'd you say, King?
He said bored.
Yeah, I was saying they can't serve, or they drop out the truth because they can't serve, or they can't celebrate their birthday.
Right. Birthdays and stuff like that. They can't dress how they want to dress. Right? What the brother said, because they can't smoke no weed. Right? People leave the truth for these reasons. And this brother, Job, just so far, as we read, and lost his servants, his children. Let's keep reading, King.
Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
He said, blessed be the name of the Lord. After losing his children, he said, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Yeah. Hey, that's heavy, man. After losing everything, he said, thank you, Lord.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Blessed be your name. How many of us gonna do that? Lose it all, but we still gonna get a Lord his reference. And that's something to think about, man.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So the brother done lost everything, right? Go down to chapter 2, verse 7.
The book of Job, chapter 2, verse 7. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd, I say that right, a potsherd, who scraped himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die.
Somebody that's most of y'all right there. She said, do you still retain your integrity? You might as well curse God and die. You are nothing now. You done lost everything. And look at you. You got boils all over you, sitting down in the ground. You might as well curse God and die. That's most of our people right there. You go through enough, you tapping out. You gonna tap out. But you don't want to be one of those ones that's gonna tap out. You want to be tried like gold. You want to be tried like gold so you can get your reward in the end. This is the walk. This is what you up against. You up against trials and tribulations. You saying you want to take this walk. Go ahead, King. What you about to say?
Yeah, and that's heavy, man. And I was gonna say, just to land me back on your point, another thing, man. A lot of y'all will lead the truth for your spouse, man. If your spouse say, curse God and die, or I'm leaving, a lot of y'all will leave, man.
Mm-hmm.
because y'all love the stuff of this world more than y'all love the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't leave the truth or leave the Most High for nobody. If they want to leave, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you gotta stay diligent, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you know that was Job's position. If I ain't got nobody, I got the Most High.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make sure we stand focused on loving the Most High more than all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? More than your children. That's why he said in Matthew 10, if anybody love a son, a daughter, or mother and father more than me, you ain't worthy of me.
That's right.
So we got to make sure the love that we have for the Most High exceeds all of that, man. But I yield with
Mm-hmm.
that, King.
Excellent, excellent. Right. Read the next verse, King.
But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. As one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Yahweh?
Mm-hmm.
And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips?
He said, we got
Now
all this good. We got all this good. He done blessed us so much throughout the years. He done did all this good. Everything we asking for, he did it. He came through for us in our times of trouble. I asked him for more land. He gave it to me. I asked him for better transportation. He gave it to me. I asked him for a wife. He gave it to me. You see what I'm saying? I asked him for a big house. He gave it to me. You see what I'm saying? He blessed me in all these different situations. And you mean to tell me that when trials come upon us, telling me that we can't deal with this? What kind of God you think you serve? What did he say? He said, what shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. If you could receive the good, you should be able to endure the temptation.
That's right.
That's what he's saying. The Most High was there for you every other moment. Why wouldn't you think the Most High would be there for you in your time of tribulation?
Right.
He told Satan, go ahead. He's in your hands. Just don't kill him. Right? And you got to have that spirit to be able to endure. You don't know what the Most High could be in the end be blessing you with. You don't know what plan he has for your life, regardless of what you're going through. Right? We complain about this minor stuff when his brother Job lost everything.
Everything.
Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because, like I said, a lot of people will leave the truth. Once they go through it just a little bit, they out of there. They put the Bible down. They go off into witchcraft. They go off into all type of stuff. They throw this Bible down, throw it behind them, and keep it moving. Just because you ain't having no more fun. You looking at your friends. You looking at people you hang with. You on social media. Social media is
the devil, man.
It's destructive. It's hell. Social media is destructive because people look at social media, and our sisters see that and be like, "Dang, I like them shoes she got on. I like what she doing. I like the fun look like she having." Our brother, look at these dudes. Dang, look at all them females around him. Look at all the money he getting. He rapping. He doing this. He out there with the other brothers. You know what I'm saying? Running the streets. Our people see this stuff and glorify it, right? But bring up what you got, King.
What's that? I didn't hear you. You said bring a priest up. I didn't hear it.
8 and
my
11.
bad. 8 and 11, yeah.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, King.
What is it? Okay, Con.
Okay.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because sins against an evil work is not executed speedily, Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
It said, because sentence, meaning a judgment, sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because you see these rappers, these strippers, these girls on baddies, people on Love and Hip Hop, and everything else doing what they doing, and it looks like they living it up. It says, therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because you see all this, and you don't see nothing happening to them, you just see them living, right? You lead the truth so that you can do the same thing they doing. Because it looks like they're having a good time, right? You will lead the truth for that, because it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. So you'll leave the truth for that, for what they got going on, right? To attempt to do what they doing, not knowing that judgment is coming their way.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Keep reading on that, King. Ecclesiastes 8 and 12.
God. Want me to read it over again?
You can read verse 12.
God, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with him that fear Yahweh with fear before him, which fear before him, Slakia.
It's going to be well with them that fear the Most High. Not well with the people that looks like they having a good time. It's going to be well with them that fear the Most High, but y'all are impatient, though. Y'all can't wait for your reward. You got to have your reward now. You got to hang with the people that's getting high. You got to do what they doing, not knowing their judgment is coming. Okay? Hold fast, all right? With that being said, hold on, let's get Proverbs 24 and 1. Proverbs 24 and 1. We gotta hold fast that which you already have till I come, is what Yahweh Shah said.
That's right.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
It said what?
Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
Don't even desire to be with them. Keep going.
For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
It says their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk mischief. Right? Keep going.
Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches.
Right. So once again, back in verse 1 said, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Don't desire to do what they're doing. Don't desire to be with them. Don't desire to be like them. None of that. The Most High is setting them up for the blaze. And when I say the blaze, the fire that's coming.
That's right.
He's setting them up for the destruction that's coming to them. Right. I was just looking at a documentary the other day, and it showed all these drill rappers, these young dudes. They flashing money, big chains on, riding clean, all these young little females around them, and almost every last one of them that got their head knocked off, or they in jail. You see what I'm saying? It's like all these rappers are getting their head knocked off. That it was another girl. I think she was like a video vixen or something. She just died. They posted that she just died yesterday. I'm talking about the Most High is setting these people up. The wickedness that you do, you're going to get judged for it. And if you decide to turn against the truth and talk against the truth, oh, you definitely getting judged. You definitely get judged. If you decide to lead the truth, it's best you lead the truth in quietness. Be quiet about it. Go on about your business. Don't say nothing about God's truth. because you're gonna get judged, right? And the brother just read verse 3. He said, through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established. Through wisdom, a house is built. Your foundation, if you want to be a child of God, if you call yourself being a child of God, you call yourself serving God, it says through wisdom a house is built. You understanding what you up against, you understanding what you're dealing with, right? Keep reading, King.
And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled. Slack about verse 5.
No, verse 4.
A wise man is verse 4. Shlakia. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches.
Mm-hmm.
A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength.
You can stop right there. Let's go ahead and go to Second Ezra 7. Let's go ahead and go to Second Ezra 7. You can't build yourself up in this truth without wisdom, is what it's saying. It said, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with the precious and pleasant riches. By knowledge. Notice in verse 3 it uses wisdom. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. Understanding of what? Wisdom of what? Right? God's laws. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant things. We talking about your spirit. We talking about your walk. So this, obviously the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding it's speaking of is God's word. Right? Bring out what you got, King. Second Ezra 7 and verse 6.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 7, verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and it's full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
So this city is the kingdom. This is a metaphor of the kingdom, right? It says there is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things, right? Keep reading, King.
The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Like as if there were fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
So it says it's set in a place where it's dangerous. The path is dangerous to get there. Right? This is giving you a metaphor of this walk. To get to the kingdom, it said the path is dangerous. Like you might fall, right? Keep reading.
And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water. So small that there could but one man go there at once.
It's meaning this path is narrow. The path to righteousness, the path to the kingdom is narrow. Right? Keep reading.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, Slakia, for this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance. If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Wow, that's heavy there, man.
If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? If you want the kingdom of heaven and you're not prepared to go through the danger, how are you going to get the kingdom of heaven? You have to prepare your minds now. Prepare what's to come. If you don't feel like you've endured anything, trust me, it's coming. It's coming. Right? Because we all have to prove ourselves. We all have to prove ourselves one way or another. Right? Keep reading, King.
And I said, is it so, Lord? Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
And it says, because it says, and I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Israel's portion is the kingdom, rulership, right? So he's saying the same way this is the same way it is for Israel, right? He says, because for their sakes I made the world. For our sakes he made the world, right? It says, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Keep reading, King.
God.
Verse 12.
Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
So he said in the previous verse, because of Adam's transgression, this is the reason why you got perils and evils going on, right? Verse 13.
For the entries of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
So it says the previous world prior to Adam sinning. It says, let's see, that was verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were
13,
wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. If you're not willing to deal with the problems at hand by being righteous, you can never receive your inheritance. Right? I think verse 15.
Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, being thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present?
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind
Then answered
this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Why haven't you considered what's to come? The trials and tribulations to come. Why haven't you considered this versus what's going on right now? Versus your presumptuous urges, right? Versus what you got going on right now, versus how things look right now. Why? Versus how your cousin's showing up looking like they balling and doing this and doing that, like they having a good time. It said, why haven't you considered the latter things? The things gonna happen later on. See what I'm saying? That's ultimately what they're saying. Consider the things in the future versus what's going on right now.
Wow. You got more on that other one?
Verse, yeah, it's some more on that. You had something?
No, when you finish, I'm gonna jump down.
Okay. Verse 16 says again, why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Okay. Read verse 17, King. Matter of fact, you don't have to read. No, not
then
17.
Answered I.
Go to read verse 18. No, matter of fact, no, read 17. Read 17. Read 17. My bad.
Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
The ungodly
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer.
The ungodly is going to perish. It's going to happen. They're going to perish. I don't care how good it look, what they doing, they're going to perish.
That's right.
If they don't come to these laws, statutes, and commandments, they're going to perish. I don't care what they doing. I don't care how good they make it look. I'm telling you, I thank the Most High for my life. I'm so grateful for my life,
Oh.
right? Because the wicked gonna perish. I'm grateful. That's why I do this work. I teach his word. I live by his law, statutes, and commandments because I know the light at the end of the tunnel. I know what's at the end of the tunnel. Right?
That's
Keep
right.
reading, King.
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly have stuffed the straight things, have suffered the straight things, Shalaki, and yet shall not see the wide.
Stop right there. It says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer the straight things, meaning the trials and tribulations. You're going to suffer in this captivity. You're going to suffer dealing with stuff, right? And hope for the wide, meaning hope for the kingdom, right? Then it says, for they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight thing. They suffer the straight things too. It says, and yet shall not see the wide. At least in our walk, because it says they're going to suffer just like y'all suffer. Might not be the same exact suffering, but the wicked are going to suffer straight things as well. Just like y'all going to suffer straight things. Y'all got hope for the wide. They don't. They got hope for destruction. So you a two-time loser, like we be calling these Edomites. Two-time loser. But if you wicked, you a two-time loser. You're gonna suffer right here in this captivity, and then you're gonna suffer again with the destruction. I mean, come on, this is child's play right here. Right? Keep reading on that, King.
And he said unto me, there is no judge above Yahweh, that none that have understanding above the highest. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. For Yahweh have given straight commandment. For Yahweh have given straight commandment to such as came, that they should do to live, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
It says, for God had given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Verse 20, the previous verse. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God that is set before them. A lot of people is going to get unalived and have been unalived because they despise God's laws, right? But I yield, brother, you had something to think?
Con, drop down to verse 56.
Verse 56. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
See, that's what the other one was just bringing out. We don't even consider the stuff that we really doing.
Mm-hmm.
How we transgressing the Most High. How the Most High feel about that. Man, do our people really know how the Most High really is dealing and how he dealt?
Right.
A lot of these dudes out here talking about they some hitters. No, we looking at the real hitter.
Straight up.
Right?
Yeah.
Nehemiah.
Right.
Didn't Nehemiah call him the terrible guy, man?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Read on, King.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
So what was being brought out in the early part of what was being brought out in the early part of 2nd Ezra chapter 7, man, it's the condition of the battle, man.
That's right.
Right? Going through, metaphorically speaking, it's gonna be a narrow path to the kingdom, man. It's gonna be hell on your left and on your right. You're gonna go through some things, man. The devil may hop on your children to tempt you, man, to take you out of this thing. It happened to Job. Didn't the devil hop on his wife and told him to curse the Most High? See that? But what he said, you foolish woman, right? That's exactly what he said, man. You don't know how to accept the good and accept the bad and still thank the Most High and be appreciative and be grateful.
Right.
Right? Read on that, King.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
See that? See that? If he be overcome with temptation, with the desires of this world, you gonna suffer. Right? But if you endure and get the victory, you're gonna get the kingdom, you're gonna get that holy city, the things that the Most High promised to you that are faithful. Right? Read on.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people, while he lived, saying, choose thee life, that thou mayest live.
See that? And that's been spoken from the beginning. That's exactly what the Otto one started this lesson out with. Choose life or death. Quoting Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
That's right.
Right? So a lot of people choose to go back into this world, man, because they covetous.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the other one was just bringing out. Social media has been one of the worst things that have ever happened to our people, man.
Right.
Because it just created a lot of covetous people, a lot of envious people. You want what the next man got. You want what the next woman got. You don't know what the Most High is doing, why he has allowed this person to get whatever, and what he's going to allow to come upon them for doing it the way that they did. Your mind and your thought process ain't higher than the Most High, man. The Most High, didn't he read in Job, early in Job, the Most High give it and the Most High take it away? So you don't know what the plans of the Most High is, man. You got to trust in your path and your journey and still be grateful through it all.
Right.
Right? We got to get that covetous spirit out of us, man. That's their journey. That's their walk. You don't know what they had to go through to do it, to receive the things that they've received.
Right.
So stay on the narrow path, man, and watch how the Most High bless you, man. He know the desires of your heart. And if you faithful, you're going to get the victory. I yield with that, King.
Come. Right. So, and what's being brought out is like the title of the class. Why would you curse God? Why would you get upset with the Most High? Because you're going through something. Why? Why would you get upset with the Most High? You chose this walk. Now, if it's just too hard for you, go on back in the world. But July Romans 10 and 1. We want Israel to be saved.
That's right.
We want Israel to be saved. But the fact of the matter is, somebody got to be 2/3. Somebody got to be 2/3. And I don't plan for it to be me. Right? You got to have that spirit on you. You don't want to be the 2/3. You don't want to be rejected. You want the kingdom. Okay. Let's get to 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Ain't no point in cursing God, asking God why, questioning God. He already gave us plenty of examples throughout the Bible of Job and other brothers in the Bible getting trials and tribulations that served him, getting unalived that served him. And you think that ain't nothing supposed to happen to you? You think you ain't got to go through nothing? You think this is a cakewalk? These Christians have messed our heads up, having us thinking that the Bible, sweet Jesus and all this and that. Listen, we read what Christ said. He said, you don't know what you asking for.
Right.
Will you be able to handle this walk that I'm dealing with? Will you be able to deal with this? What you about to say, King?
Stephen got stoned.
Stephen got stoned
for this truth.
And while he's getting stoned, he said, don't hold this against him, in so many words. I'm paraphrasing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He said, don't hold this against them. Don't hold this against them. Right? And they stoning him. And as he talking to the Lord, they plugging their ears because they didn't want to hear. That's how wicked they was. Boy, our people something else, bro. Bring out what you got, King.
Man, our people some wicked ass people, man. Some wicked folks, man. It's like 1 Corinthians chapter 10.
I'm not the fish, to say the least.
Right. Salakia, man. Salakia, man. Salakia, y'all, man. Salakia.
You good, King?
Oh,
good.
Man.
The book,
Let me see.
the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such Salakia. There have no temptation taken you, but such as in common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
It says, there have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man.
Wherefore,
you're not going to be dealing with anything that ain't nobody else dealt with. You can't make excuses for leaving the truth. You can't make excuses for why you can't do this, why you can't make this walk. You can't make excuses. It says, there has no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. This is a common, the temptations and trials you're going to be going through is common to man. It's common. It's other people dealing with the same stuff. So you don't have an excuse, right? And then it said, but God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. That's what you got to keep in mind. Whenever you're going through something, keep in mind, the Most High made a way for you to escape this temptation. He made a way for you to escape this trial and tribulation. But
right.
What way is it? What way is it? How does the Most High want me to escape? How can I escape? What escape did he give me? Sometimes you got to weather the storm, and your escape is just having faith in him. Sometimes he made you a way to he made a way for this trial or this temptation. He made a way for you to escape to the left or to the right. But sometimes you got to just endure it. But with all that being said, you have to have the strength. You have to be bold in the spirit and endure. You have to keep the faith, because you are an example. It's people watching you, people physically watching you, hoping that you fail. It's people hoping that you fail so that you can be down in the dirt with them.
That's right.
So that you can go back to the Christian church with them. So that you can come back, eat these hog maws and chitlins, so that you can hit the streets. They waiting for you to fail so they can call you up and say, hey, look, you want to hit this? You ready to hit this now since you done left that alone? You ready for me to come through? You know what I'm saying? Or they wait for you to fail so they can call you up and say, hey, look, can I come through? You know what I'm saying? So we, you know what I'm saying, have a Netflix and chill night. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna bring something to drink, bring something to smoke. They wait for you to fail so that they can approach you just like a devil. They want to approach you and they want you to fall short. But don't let it be you. Let's get Hebrews 6:4 real quick, King. Don't let it be you, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be bad for you if you let it be you.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 4. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Ghost and have tasted the good word of God and the powers of the world to come.
Mm-hmm.
If they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh and put him to an open shame.
For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit and have tasted the good word of God and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh and put him to an open shame. Meaning you have no repentance. Once you go back off into the world and you live that lifestyle, it says you have no repentance. It's impossible for you to be renewed back, is what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Right? That ain't what I'm saying. That's what the scriptures say.
So
What's that, King?
is that the precept that there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins? Is that just would that run with this precept right here?
You can pull it. Hebrews 10 and 26. Hebrews 10 and 26. Yeah, this is saying it's impossible for you to be renewed back again. That's what the scripture's saying. Right? Hebrews 10 and 26.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. So
after you heard the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins if you sin willfully. What you about to say, King?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Right. So go ahead and go to 2 Peter 2 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
See, what we're doing tonight is preparing your mind, or helping you to prepare your mind for what's to come and things that you could possibly be going through right now. You're not a special case. Your situation is not unique. We just read that the temptations that you're gonna be enduring is common to man. So your situation is not unique. No matter how unique it may feel, it's not unique. Are you gonna serve God or not? Job lost everything. What you lost? A car? What you lost? Your job? Job lost it all. And he still thanked the Most High. You lost your child, you lost your loved one. You can't get high no more. So you saying you about to lose your mind? You telling me that's all it takes for you? You weak if that's the case. Right? Read what you got, King. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Mm-hmm.
But it is happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
You can turn back to your vomit if you leave the truth. It said in the previous verse, for it had been better for them to not have for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. It's better if you never knew the truth. If you shaky right now, if you shaky in this walk, hey, I ain't gonna tell you to give it up. But what you lead the truth, what else you got? What else do we have when we lead this truth? Going back into lies and falsehood and just sitting back waiting for damnation? You gonna lead the truth and sit back and wait for damnation and destruction? Come on now. It said it's better if you never knew the truth for you to go back into the world. It's better. Right? Go to 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. This is serious business, family. This is serious business. Right?
That's right.
Joe's wife said, curse God and die. And he said, you sound like a foolish
The book
woman.
said,
Well, go ahead. Bring out what you got, King.
yeah, he should have cut her throat. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go. Let Salakia. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
It said, put off now the weak nature. That's weak nature to be worrying about what these wicked folks is doing out in the world, and you want to partake in it. That's weak nature. We got to be tried like gold if you want the kingdom. You got to be tried like gold, right? So when you have trials and tribulations, just think about the people in the Bible. The prophets got slain. The prophets got unalived and killed by their own people because they delivering God's word. The prophets got cooked by the people because they delivering God's word. So what you going through is nothing compared to what these people in the Bible, what our people went through. You got to stay faithful, okay? Right? Or with that, we're gonna yield on that topic. We're gonna you got something you want to say about that topic? You good, King?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, come on. All right, let's go to this next clip real quick. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to this next clip. So,
June 9th, 2025. Founder of Leprino Foods, dead June 19th, 2025. Leonard Lauder, CEO, billionaire philanthropist, dead June 14th, 2025. Frederick Smith, former CEO of FedEx, dead June 21st, 2025. Billionaire Burton Tansky, dead March 16th, 2025. Billionaire Robert Shapiro, dead May 2nd, 2025. Former CEO of Hasbro, Alan Hassenfield, dead July 8th, 2025. Blackstone executive Wesley LePatner, 43 years old, dead July 2025. Junior Bridgman, billionaire, dead March 11th, 2025. Joshua Pickles, DoorDash executive, dead June 21st, 2025. Milestone CEO, dead June 2025. Jim Irsay, dead May 21st, 2025. He was the CEO and owner of the Indianapolis Colts. You think all of these are a coincidence? All of them?
okay, so I played that to show that you see all those people. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. What they're doing is preparing for what's to come. That's what they're doing, which ties back into what we was just speaking on, which is enduring until the end so that you can achieve salvation, right? And don't get destroyed with the rest of these folks. So they are disappearing, saying they're dying. I just seen somebody else, a rich white woman, like she might be like in her 20s, supposed to just die. They just dropping like flies like that. No, see what's happening is they preparing, and you need to prepare yourself and prepare your spirit. Let go of the weak nature, like the precept we read, because troubles is coming. Okay. Go to Jeremiah 16 and 16, King. Jeremiah 16 and 16. They are preparing. They got underground bunkers. For those that don't know, these rich folks have underground bunkers where they can hide. Okay, I should have gotten a clip to show y'all some of those bunkers that I saw that they have underground. Like they hide underground. They got cities underground. They have actual cities underground. Like these rich folks are just disappearing because they going into hiding. They know what's coming, right? Bring out what you got, King.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
So while we're trying to prepare ourselves right now for what's to come, we're preparing ourselves. We stand in the spirit. We studying the word. We keeping God's commandments. We enduring. Their form of dealing with what's to come is to go hide off into these holes. But it says, Most High said, I will send for many fishers. That's the men of the Lord that's teaching his word. These are the fishermen. We're trying to reel our people in, right? We're trying to bring you into this truth, right? It says, but I will send for many fishers, say the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Read verse 17.
For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
So the Most High said they're not hiding from their the judgment that's coming, right? He says, for my eyes are upon their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. It says we're gonna hunt them from their holes. They got cities on the ground. You know what I'm saying? You got Israelites that think that Revelation 18:4 is saying that you got to leave America. So if Revelation 18:4 says, come out of her, my people, if it's saying to actually leave America, what do you think is gonna happen to the those of us that are poor, or those of our people that can't afford to leave America? You think the Most High is going to neglect them? Absolutely not. He's not saying to physically leave America. When we left Egypt, we left in mass all together. You had the elderly, you had the children, you had the weak, you had the strong, you had the women, the children, the men. Everybody left together. So he's not telling us in Revelation 18:4, physically come out of Babylon. He's going to deliver us from Babylon. That's the point. He's going to show his wrath and deliver us from Babylon and bring judgment on this wicked kingdom. But these folks is hiding in these hills and rocks and stuff, thinking that they're gonna get away from judgment. But it said we're gonna dig them out them holes. The fishes are gonna be turning to hunters, and we're gonna dig them out them holes. That's what it's saying. So it don't matter what type of how deep they think they're going, right? They're gonna get judged. Pull them out them holes, and they're gonna get judged. Right? All praise to the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Right? So that was a little quick little something right there. And let me go to this next clip. Now watch this though. Check out this next clip. This is watch this.
Some of the documents showing the white races of Europe, and we can
remember last week we played and it showed those old paintings, and it showed the Antichrist. The Antichrist was white folks on these 14 paintings from the 1400s. It said it showed it the explanation. It said the Antichrist, and it showed the white folks dealing with the black folks. It said the Moors did submitting to the Antichrist, something like that, and the Antichrist was white folks. Go figure, right? But check this out. Let me know if you can't hear it too, Ken.
showing the white races of Europe, and we can get
Look how here it is. But this ain't Esau though, right? All right, let's keep going.
Get a better perspective as to who the Moors were fighting. These are the albinos and the beasts of Europe. And the Moors were fighting these people for hundreds of years prior to the so-called transatlantic slave trade. And one interesting thing I wanted to show you is that when you look at these beasts and albinos, and how they have achieved what they've been able to achieve in just a few hundred years, keeping in mind that they were considered wild men just a few hundred years ago. And they had no last names. Many of them didn't even have first names. And I wanted to show you this because I found this very interesting. If you see here the wild men, and you look at the clothing that the people are wearing to the left, you can see here they're wearing this clothing to cover up their hairy bodies. So I found that very interesting. And something else I found in the British Library was one of the oldest genealogy charts, one of the first ones made for white people. And as you can see at the bottom of that genealogy chart, you see 2 wild men. So they're showing that their ancestry comes from the caveman. So that should give you something to think about, considering that just a few hundred years later, today, we have people like the Queen of England who claim to be of the royal bloodline of Egyptians and Cushites who ruled the earth. They even found the remains of a boy who was buried at Stonehenge in Europe. He was buried in Europe, but he actually came from the Mediterranean Sea in Africa. And he came to Europe 3,500 years ago. So that's in 1500 BC. So we're told that the Moors arrived in Europe in 700 AD.
Okay, so y'all see that, right? In Genesis 25, in verse, just thought about it. Genesis 25 in verse, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. People want to argue us up and down who's Esau. Edomites will tell you they Edomites. Esau will tell you they Esau. We ain't got to argue with nobody about it. These pictures that we seeing, even last week, the video I showed, they were hairy. They still hairy, but they are super hairy. The hairiest people walking the earth. We don't have to lie about this, right? But this is another thing. People will argue the fact that when we tell them that King James was a brother, when we tell them that Israelites ruled Europe for 1,000 years, they want to argue with us about it. They'll try to distinguish the Moors from the Israelites, but the Moors were Israelites that had conformed to Islam. They were Israelites that conformed to Islam. That's all, right? And this was after Rome fell that our people started to rule Europe. Now, what we just watched was it showed. She said she was talking about how it showed the cavemen or the wild men, however she put it, the wild men, them fighting the wild men fighting the civilized people. Okay, and this is obviously in Europe. Watch this. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something real fast. Share my screen. Hold on. Let me see. Let me share my screen. I just want to show y'all something that I ran across real fast. Can you see that, King?
Yeah, there you go a little bit. Yeah.
This is Corsica. Corsica is an island. I think it's by an island that's ran by the French. But Corsica, look at the flag of Corsica, or the old flag of Corsica. This Europe we talking about, right? This Europe.
That's the flag.
That's their flag. Well, that used to be their flag. A brother, right? People, it's hard for people to believe that black folks rule Europe when you got We got the evidence in our faces. This is Corsica. The country called Corsica, right? And that was their flag. Okay. Got something else. Tell me how this tell me if you can hear this good.
Whatever, take it. No one.
You can hear that? You can hear that decently?
Con.
All right, so look, check this out, right? This video is called The Black Irish Migration and Diaspora to the Americas. Ireland's Forgotten Swarthy People. And notice, swarthy means black.
Mm-hmm.
Swarthy means black. Okay. And I think the purpose of them showing this brother singing is because this brother, you about to see.
Sure, I love the silver, the chime.
The brother from Ireland. Okay. That's I guess that's what they're trying to show. I guess it's what they're trying to prove. He's celebrating St. Patrick's Day, but obviously the brother must be from Ireland.
In your hair and the brow that's all furrowed and wrinkled with care. I kiss the dear fingers so toil worn for me. Oh, God bless you and keep you, Mother McCree.
All right.
All right, now I'm reading from this book. It's called The Proceedings of.
And we're gonna just watch just a little small portion of this, but I put the link in the description of the video if y'all want to finish this video out. But
the Royal Irish Academy, 2nd Series, Volume 2, Light Literature and Antiques, Dublin. This is published from the years 1879, 1888. It says here, I'm on page 47 of this book. Bring you right here. It says, now at two primitive Irish races, which he designates as Firbolg and Celt. He has given typical figures. One of these, the Firbolg cranium, will in all probability correspond with the remarkable dolichocephalic skull that I have described. These long-headed, black-visaged, dark-haired, swarthy aboriginals.
Okay, so the beginning of this paragraph says, now of the two primitive Irish races, which he designates as Firbolg and Celt. So this is two different Irish races. He has given typical figures. One of these, the Firbolg cranium, will in all probability correspond with the remarkable, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, skull that I have described. These long-headed, black-visaged, dark-haired, swarthy aborigines. Black folks, obviously. Let's keep going.
Swarthy, black-haired, black-visaged, swarthy aboriginals.
Swarthy. And the word steward comes from the word swarthy. Steward comes from the word swarthy. King James was of the lineage of the Stuart lineage. Stuart means swarthy. Stuart means black. And that's the lineage. That's the lineage that King James was from, right?
Says skulls that are principally characterized by their extreme length from before, backwards, or what is technically termed the antero-posterior diameter, and the flatness of their sides. All right. Again, swarthy aboriginals. He says, in addition, now we find similar conditions of heads still existent among the modern inhabitants of this country, particularly beyond the Shannon, where the darker Firbolg race, even a darker race than these swarthy aboriginals, may still be traced as distinct from the more globular-headed, light-eyed, fair-haired Celtic people who lived to the northeast of that.
So the Firbolg, Firbolg race of people are obviously the black people, the people of dark skin. Uh-huh.
Did he say that they had globe heads?
He said, let me see.
He said globe-shaped heads.
He said long-headed. Right here it says long-headed, these long-headed black visage, meaning your face. Dark-haired, swarthy aborigines possess skulls that are principally characterized by their extreme length from before backwards, or what is technically termed the antero-posterior diameter, and the flatness of their sides. So it's tough. So I mean, we know at least everybody, all of us know at least a couple people. We got some long heads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I the globe head too. Yeah, that globe head.
Right now, I think. Let me see. Now, the Furbolg is the people that he's talking about. It says the Furbolg race of people. I have to look up the definition of that word. And I didn't think to look it up, but he's describing dark skinned people, Furbolg. You know, that's a word that isn't commonly heard now. And then he says, in addition, now we find similar conditions of heads still existing among the modern inhabitants of this country, particularly beyond the Shannon, where the darker Furbolg race may still be traced as distinct from the more, they said distinct, meaning a difference from the more globular. That's what you was talking about. And this is talking about the white folks. More globular head, light-eyed, fair-haired Celtic people who live to the northeast of that river. So he's making a difference, right? And these are all people in Ireland.
River. I'm on page 53 of this book now, and I go down here to this paragraph, and it says the most probable explanation appears to be that it was the result of one of those piratical descents or invasions of the Irish coast made by robber Vikings, Danars, or Black Danes. Black Danes, again, Black Dane, Danish, Black Norsemen, Black Vikings, Black.
So it's calling, listen, I'm gonna read this again, what he just read. The most probable explanation appears to be that it was the result of one of those, and this book was written back in the 1800s. It says one of those piratical descents or invasions of the Irish coast made by robber Vikings. These are they calling the Vikings black folk. Why? Because I mean, how it says robber Vikings, Danars, or Black Danes, and their ferocious allies. But the Vikings, watch this.
Danes, Black Vikings, the 6 kings, Vikings BI, 6 kings, the 6 Danish kings, Danites, and their ferocious allies.
Danites. You heard what he said? The Danars, or the Black Danes, the Danites. That, and this I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched a small piece of this video, and I just caught on to what him saying the Danites, right? The tribe of Dan.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, con
of Scotland, which were so common in the 9th.
It said up there, it said Irish coast, so it mentions Irish, the Ireland. It mentions the Vikings, the Danars, or the Black Danes, and it says, and their ferocious allies from the island of Scotland, which were so common in the 9th and 10th centuries. So these are basically all the same people, right?
In 10th centuries, these invasions took place subsequent to and were altogether different from the Scandinavian settlements in Ireland of Lachlands or Azure Gentiles, who are described in the chronicles of the time by their distinctive feature of being a white or fair-haired race.
So it said they were different than the people with that were white and fair-haired, right?
All right, so different from the Black Danes.
All right, and what does it say here? Family names from the Irish, Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Norman, and Scotch, considered in relations to their etymology, with brief remarks of the history and languages, peoples to whom we are indebted for their origin, by Thomas G. Gentry. This is from 1892. Now it says here, Dever, originally Duber, from Dub, which means black. Dub, black. Like Dublin, the city of Dublin is the city of black. Dub, man, a dark complexion man.
So he's showing that Dub means black, or Dublin means black.
Duibur, Dub, a dark complexion man. So Dub, Duffy is also like Dub, pronounced Dub or Dub or black. Dub, black, an individual, a black person, a black Dub.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to show you a way to potentially make money by.
All right. Dougal or Douglas, right? Douglas, right? Douglas from black,
Yeah.
dark glass, green, gray, dark green, dark gray. Dougal. So Douglas means black too. Douglas.
Uh,
Dougal from dub, black gull, stranger, a black stranger. Dougals from the same roots.
All right, this is the book, The Scottish Nation, or the Surnames, Families, Literature.
all right. So this is all European names and everything, right? Douglas, like you just pointed out,
Got a lot
it
of
means
names for
black.
black.
Means black. See, this is information that they're trying to hide from our people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I left the link down in the description. So if you want to finish watching that clip, you know, do your thing. I just wanted to show you a short portion of that. They're not lying when they show these old. I brought it up to show they're not lying when they show these old paintings of black people in Europe and the white folks in the caves, coming out them caves trying to fight with them and all this and that. The wild men, right? And the black people are prestigious. You see what I'm saying? They're not lying. He's reading out of old books of the 1800s, right? That's proving this stuff. Now, modern times when they try to hide all this information, they didn't try to hide it back then because we knew who we were. Well, prior to slavery, we knew who we were, and I think sometime during slavery, before it got too far ahead, we knew who we were, right? And so there was no reason to try to lie, hide or anything. But nowadays, modern times is when they're really trying to hide this type of information. Okay. Now, so let me go to. We got one more clip. Now, the last part of the title, it says, "The serpent's plague is still active." Okay. The serpent's plague, and I'm gonna explain why it says that. Well, the video is gonna explain.
Respect their men. We don't have enough women humbling these men and putting them in their place. We need to start making these men feel worthless because they are. Okay? Call him a bitch. Disrespect him.
Excuse the sister language, y'all. But this is for edification purposes only.
Put him down. Make him feel bad about himself. Like, what's going on here? I feel like we're losing the plot. Like, I'm seeing too many marriages and too many people getting in these relationships. That's why these men think that they're the prize.
She said she see too many marriages and too many relationships. The reason why it says the serpent's plague is still active because the serpent couldn't approach Adam. The serpent had to approach Eve. Eve was deceived. And I'm not trying to harp on the sisters, but what I'm trying to show is that by the sisters being the weaker vessel, the devil is always going to approach the sisters first. The devil is always going to approach the sisters. This is, see, I was understand this, sisters, and this is wisdom. You are it. The men are most targeted because the men are the leaders of the nation, right? But the women are spiritually most targeted. Physically, the men are most targeted, but spiritually, the women are the most targeted, right? Because the women are more easily deceived. Notice, if you look at how many people leave the truth, in most cases, it's our women. And I'm saying that so that our sisters can gird themselves up and understand that the devil is trying to sift you as wheat, like Christ told Peter. The devil wants to sift you as wheat, and you got sisters like this that's in your ear, that's single, that don't want you to be married. She said that we got too many marriages and too many relationships. She's telling you what her aim is. She's telling you what she doesn't want to happen. And there's a lot of sisters, because it's the thing, right? Amongst our community, you had the men and women, you had these gender wars going on. It's been going on, right? And I'm not speaking from a biased standpoint. I'm calling it what it is, whether the men wrong, women wrong, whatever. What I've noticed amongst, when I look at social media, what I've noticed is you have our men complaining about, well, the sisters, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to listen, they don't want to be submissive, they, They complain about the behavior of the sisters and all that. The sisters complain about the brothers. They they got 5 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? They sorry. They don't want to take care of the kids. They this, they that. So both sides got complaints. And what I've noticed is that sisters from the women's side, I've never seen any men basically say they hate the women or leave the women alone. Don't just disregard them, throw them to the. I've never heard nothing heinous being spoken of about the sisters. I've just heard the men complaining about the sisters, and I've heard them say they don't want to deal with single mothers and stuff like that. But I've never heard no brother say anything heinous. Like this sister is saying, what she's saying is heinous. And what I'm trying to elaborate is, women, I'm showing y'all that the devil is trying to sift you as wheat.
That's right.
The devil knows that you are the weaker vessel and you're easier to be manipulated. You're easier to attack. You're easier to convince not to live righteous. So you have to understand that and be strong in the Lord. You have to understand that when those emotions come upon you, when those thoughts come upon you, when you don't take advice from a sister, don't take advice from a sister that is wicked, for one. Don't take advice from nobody that's wicked. A sister, man, woman, whatever, nobody that's wicked. Because you're easier to be deceived. And it just is what it is. The women are easier to be deceived. That's why you have to be girded up, sisters. You have to be, because this is what you're dealing with. That what came out of her mouth, that's what you're dealing with out here. Right? That ain't something I'm worried about. I'm not worried about a sister like that. Because there's so many, it's more women than it is men. Sisters like that, I ain't worried about that. But see, sisters, the reason why you need to be worried is because you might have friends and family that'll be in your ear. Why you fixing that man plate like that? Why you acting like you his slave? Why you talking about everything you do, you gotta ask him. Y'all gotta be strong in the Lord, sisters. Because the devil is gonna approach you before he approach that man. The devil is gonna try to tempt you before he try to tempt that man. You got to stay strong in the Lord, sisters. Right? And when you fall, if you feel like you falling short, if you feel like you're going off, lean on another sister. Right? Call her up, ask her to pray with you, fast with you. If you got a husband, lean on your husband. Tell him what you're going with, what you're dealing with. Your husband is who you really need to be dealing with if you got a husband. Because the devil like I said, the devil wants to sift you like wheat. Of course, we all got to deal with the temptation. We all got to deal with the drama, the headache, and everything that's going to come at us. We all got to deal with it. But sisters, y'all are the weaker vessel, and y'all got to keep that in mind. It's going to be easy to deceive you and to leave in the truth. It's going to be easy to tell you or to convince you that this ain't the right path, or these chakras over here and doing this, that, and the other. Witchcraft is more appealing. And so you got to stay faithful. Right? You got to stay faithful. And understand this, sisters. Yes, the men are the leaders. The men are the ones that's going to bring the nation up out of this captivity under Yahweh Shah. Right? But sisters, y'all are just as important. Y'all are just as important. If you haven't heard it, you hearing it now. You sisters are just as important. We need our sisters. We need our sisters to stay strong. We us as men going through it, but we need our sisters to stay strong. Don't become a burden on us. Become a help. Become a woman, a pillar of rest, like the scriptures say. Become a teammate with your husband. Help him figure things out. Speed the process up. He might be trying to figure something out. Help him get to that finish line. Well, I figured it out for you already. Or I thought about this. Right? The devil's going to be attacking y'all relationship if y'all married. The devil's going to be trying to break y'all down. And you got demons like this out there that's ready to do it. Don't get no advice from these wicked sisters. Don't get no advice from these wicked sisters or these wicked Negroes. Because the wicked Negro probably trying to get in your pants. And these sisters want you just as miserable as them. Okay? But hey, at the end of the day, it's all about enduring. Enduring this walk. Right? I thank the Most High for opening up my eyes to this truth. We got to thank him daily for opening up our understanding to this truth. We got to thank him daily. We want to give all glory and praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shah. We want to thank him. And with that, we're finished. That's all I got for you. Catch us next week. Same time, same place. You got anything, Brother Abadathi?
Live.
All right, come. Well, we're going to say, hey, Shalom and Shalom.
Shalom.